the hottest player in the NBA, Steph Curry, is absolutely on fire. Jalen, 49 points against his brother and the Sixers last night. What do you think about this streak that he's been putting together in the month of April?
I think that I'm an MVP voter, and he just shot himself into the race and the conversation, legitimately. And this is what we wanted to see. After the Golden State Warriors went to the lottery last year, a couple of years removed from losing KD, this is Klay's second year with injury. Steph needed to put the league on notice. People were on his heels. Dame Lillard was on his heels. People were wondering if Steph Curry was still not one of the top guards, one of the top players in the league. Could he carry the load on a team that wasn't favored to win a championship again at his age? And he has been so very dominant shooting the basketball, unlike something that we've never seen in the history of basketball. Now, just think about it when somebody says the greatest shooter ever. I played with Reggie. I played against Ray Allen. They're two of the best at coming off screens. They're two of the best at catch and shoot. Larry Joe Bird, a guy that you prayed to his poster when you grew up before you played basketball, was the best in all areas, a 50, 40, 90 guy from the boxes, from the elbows, from the three, and would win the three-point contest with the number one. How about when you look at how they were able to shoot the basketball, the Steph Curry's handle unlocks something that we've never seen. Between the legs, behind the back, splitting traps. And how about in pick and roll? Did you see last night? They were just looking for Joel Embiid's man. I felt bad for him. I truly did. It wasn't because he's not an MVP candidate. It's because Steph Curry has unlimited range. And every time I looked up in the fourth quarter, it was like pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. And before you know it, Steph Curry had 49 points in the victory. It's been amazing to watch his ascension back to being one of the elite players in basketball, shot his way into the MVP conversation.
He really did. And while he did find Embiid in a bunch of those switches at pick and roll, like you see right there, he also just got a lot of buckets on his brother. It's just like just beating up on his brother all night long. He has been on such a tear. And as you mentioned, he has worked his way into the MVP conversation. However, there is a clear front runner for the MVP this season. None more today than ever before, and that is the stretch mark 5. Nikola Jokic. And last night it was him and Morant going back and forth. Jokic ended up with 47 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and a huge 3 at the end of the game to give his Nuggets, without Jamal Murray, the victory. Jalen, like you mentioned, you're a voter. If you had to vote today, you would have the stretch mark 5 as the MVP, wouldn't you? Just say it.
I would, because on the same night that we're talking about Steph Curry heroics, the Joker filled up the stat sheet again. And how about the fact that the Joker for our show has been our king? We've hearted the Joker for years. You affectionately called him a stretch mark 5. And you know what it got me thinking? About some of my favorite artists. I remember, have you guys ever heard of this guy named Pusha T? And I was saying his bars before the clips, and then they went mainstream. I did the same thing with J. Cole. I was like, he got game and all of that. Plus, he got bars. And then he went mainstream, and the rest of the world discovered his beauty and his greatness. Same thing happened with Kendrick Lamar, right over my shoulder. And then all of a sudden, the world started realizing that he was great. That's what happened to the Joker, Jacoby. He was our guy. We were talking about the Nuggets. They were up and coming. We were hailing and drafting Michael Porter Jr. when they did. And then all of a sudden, he became an MVP candidate. Does it hurt your heart that our ringleader, the Joker, now has to accept tickets from other fans to come and watch the show? And we got to possibly stand in line to watch our guy? How do you feel about that now?
It doesn't bother me at all, Jalen Rose. It does not bother me one bit because, you know, people come at Jalen Jacoby to get on the forefront of what's going to happen next. And we were in on the Nuggets and Joker early, but one of the reasons we're playing this music is because he is like a ringleader. They run everything through him, and while he scores 47, he makes things easier for everyone else. He is the lubrication to the engine that is the Nuggets offense, and he's just such a great decision maker, such a great shooter, shooting for 40% from three. He can post you up, and he can pick and rolls. He's a roll guy. He does everything in all different phases on offense. He's been so impressive. And another thing, played every game. Played every game that the Nuggets had on the schedule.
Point.
And unfortunately, this year, the MVP race is kind of coming down to that. And the person who wins the MVP this year will usurp Giannis Antetokounmpo, who won it twice in a row.